welcome to the chat. Happy Monday, happy spring. First day of spring. As of 6:29 this morning, spring arrived, and it was cold this morning, but now it's a beautiful day.
Gorgeous outside.
Yeah, absolutely
Perfect.
beautiful. And today we are joined by a special guest host, the founder and CEO of Generation W, Donna Oringer. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, are you kidding? I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Well, you're going to talk to us and tell us today all about the 2017 Gen W Women's Leadership Conference. We've got some of the speakers here, so it's going to be fun. We always love having you on. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
It's true.
It's great to have you here. All right. So if you have been on social media today, turned your computer on, or maybe even just had a conversation at the coffee pot, the odds that some form of political talk came up are pretty good. It seems no matter where we go, we hear something about it. But how is this constant chatter impacting our happiness? A new survey by the National Opinion Research Center at the University of Chicago looked into how attention to politics is associated with life satisfaction. The results showed that being very interested in politics drove up the likelihood of reporting being not too happy about life. To avoid this, one researcher suggested paying less attention to politics as your form of entertainment. Read the news once a day, as opposed to hitting your Twitter feed 50 times for every little update. So, what do we think about this? The more you pay attention to politics, according to this study, the less happy you are.
I think it makes total sense because, I mean, think of how many times that you've actually watched and your blood just boils. It rises, whether you're on one side of the fence or the other. I think sometimes ignorance is bliss. You know, just to be in the dark is sometimes nice, to turn off the TV. Have you ever stayed at a hotel where they don't have phones, they don't have internet, they don't have television? Oh, God, it's kind of nice.
Yes.
You're like, just to remove yourself and to actually just cleanse your mind almost.
Well,
it's kind of nice. I like it.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes, I know for myself that sometimes when I just click it off and I turn to something, either it's my Kindle or whatever, that I just turn to read something, I just don't have to think about it, and it does make me more blissful, more happy. Like I don't need to know every single thing, because then I just get frustrated.
Let me ask you this, because this is what I've noticed, okay? And I noticed this many years ago, because I quit paying close attention years ago, because I discovered it was better off without it. And part of it, one of my partners, Robbie. I'm going to pick on Robbie for a second. So I remember the one day he comes in the morning, you know, in the morning show, and he's like, did you hear what's going to happen? North Korea, they are going to bomb us, you know, convinced that a missile is headed for us at every moment. And I'm like, it's not going to happen, because he would just be glued to the TV every day.
Right.
But my point is, you know, when you watch it so much, like let's say you go home tonight and you're glued to whatever it is, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, how much news is actually being reported? You know, actually literal news, as opposed to blah, 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 my opinion, your opinion, you know, all of that. How much actual news are you missing? I think it's probably very little.
Yeah,
very little. You know what I'm saying?
I hope in today's day and age, we really don't know where the truth is anymore, and that is unsettling. And it's funny, it's one of the topics we're going to have at Generation W. It's funny that you position it that way. It's something is where does the truth lie? And where is our responsibility in understanding it? And what kind of pressure does that put on us? You know, I always say to my husband every day, I'm like, oh my gosh, and he's like, Donna, just worry about what you can control. A lot of this, it will change tomorrow. And it reminded me of that Henny Youngman joke. You know, doctor, it hurts when I go like this. And the doctor says, don't go like that.
That's absolutely true. But you watch the media and all it is fear-mongering, I feel like. And so that's the problem.
It is.
Yeah, I feel like when you said control, that's a big part of it, because when you watch the media or any news, I mean, watch what's going on today, just on, you know, the commission meetings. The fear is just instilled in you, and the fact that you can't control it, you can't control what's going to happen on one side, you can't control what's going to happen on the other side. So when you can't control something, you're fearful, and when you're watching these things, they're actually instilling fear in order to make anyone make a decision to make some kind of change. So you don't want to watch it at all. So if you turn it off completely, you're not fearful, and you don't feel a need to control.
That's right. I think that's right.
If you aren't scared, you won't watch. I mean, that's the bottom line, okay? If you're not scared, you're not going to watch.
But you
I
do
mean-
watch and you get scared.
But I
And
also,
so what do? You keep watching because, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Oh my God, is that guy in North Korea really going to crack at any moment? Is the missile coming for us now? You know, and then it just snowballs. It keeps happening.
well,
Right? And that's why you watch the chat, right, Tony?
I also think
We're not making anyone scared today, are we?
No one is scared today. All right, well, moving on now to women's sports. The U.S. women's national hockey team is saying they are not going to play in the upcoming World Championship until significant progress is made when it comes to equal wages and treatment. ESPN reports that during Olympic game years, USA Hockey pays the women on the team $1,000 per month. But according to the players, the league pays virtually nothing during the remainder of the 4-year period. The United States women's soccer team is fighting a similar fight. We've talked about this on the show against its federation, U.S. Soccer. While that team filed a wage discrimination complaint against U.S. Soccer with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, it hasn't taken formal action to push its negotiating position. So, Donna, you obviously have been involved in women's sports.
It's troubling on many, many, many levels. And I will say this, that you can't trust, right, whatever you're reading here. There is a compensation issue. There is no doubt. I've been involved very much behind the scenes, knowing what's going on with the U.S. Women and the Soccer Federation, and it's not pretty. And I think the bigger indication here is really truly how as a culture and a society we value women as athletes, right? In hockey, you have the NHL. Those guys make $650,000 as their base pay. The women don't have that. And there's not a big opportunity to bring in lots of sponsor dollars. So I think what is it called? The National Women's Hockey League just cut their salaries in half. It doesn't mean that women aren't great players. They don't present great entertainment. But if we want to see that happen, we all collectively have got to really show our financial support.
Is it a problem though, because it seems like there's the blame game going on, because they did actually cut the commissioner. She cut the salaries for all of the players.
Correct.
Like $10,000 to $30,000 is what these girls make, I think is what they were saying. Does that sound right? That's what I saw. I don't know. That's what I read. Who knows if it's right? But that's what I read.
Okay.
So they're saying that is actually due to all of the sponsorship or the lack of sponsorship. Like Dunkin' Donuts, for instance, gave $50,000 to the hockey league. $50,000. Think about that. For women, think about what they do for men. For men in the league, they give millions of dollars.
Right.
$50,000 doesn't cover 3 salaries for these women.
And so what you have, a lot of it has to do with numbers, right? If we're just going to strip it down to
a
numbers,
business.
we have hundreds and thousands, millions of fans on the men's side. We don't have that yet on the women's
Right.
side. But you take an organization like USA Hockey, these organizations are created to help build grassroots levels. So the issue that I really have is they're not investing in building girls' sports at the fundamental grassroots level when you really can build a base. It takes time.
Right.
But they're not spending the dollars. USA Soccer is not doing it the way they should, and USA Hockey's not doing it the way they should.
But, you know, the interesting thing when you compare the two sports as far as the level of interest in women's sports, in soccer, one of the arguments that the women's team makes is that they are the draw over the men. And they've actually shown that in the past
And they have,
Olympics,
yes.
that they have the draw, whether, you know, it's on TV, whatever. Now, you know, hockey may not be the same, but here you have a situation, even in hockey, where they may be more popular than the men's team, but they're still not seeing it
under the edge.
monetarily.
Right.
Well, USA Soccer, the women have made a very strong case. Remember, they have won 4 World Cups.
Right.
So let's ask, how many World Cups have the men won?
Right.
And really, USA Soccer is so focused on getting their men's team successful because globally, that's where the dollars are.
Right.
But honestly, we have an incredible, premier, #1 team in the world, and they are not getting what they deserve. And that is absolutely true.
Interesting.
All right.
Interesting.
Well, here's some potentially good news for women in sports, as the NFL is allegedly planning to hire its second female official. A person with knowledge of the league's hiring practices told the Associated Press that Terry Valenti will be working as a replay booth assistant next season. Valenti will join Sarah Thomas, who has been a line judge since 2015. The league has not formally announced the hiring, but if this is true, how exciting is this? This is great news. This is great news for women in general, but absolutely for the NFL.
Yeah,
Roger Goodall said there's 2 women that are coming down the pipeline that are ready to be hired. Hasn't stated yet, but there's 2. So that's good.
I say if they can do just as bad as the current crop of men, NFL referees,
my God.
then it's all good. I guarantee you that's what a lot of NFL players are saying right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying.
Depends on the play. Sometimes they make good calls.
We're all opportunity employers, right? Anybody can make a bad call. It doesn't matter what gender
Yeah,
you
you
are.
don't
There
have to
you
be
go.
a man.
Exactly. I think it's, this is it's an exciting time for. I mean, I'm raising 2 boys, and they're going to grow up in a man's world anyway. But if I was raising 2 girls, like this is an exciting time to be raising children, girls, and to show them that this is like, you don't have to fit the mold. There was a show that was called Pitch. I think it was on
Yes,
the NBC.
yes.
Yeah, about it was a series, and it was about a pitcher in the MLB, and it was such a great thing because that's what we're seeing, and that's actually what's happening today. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see this happening.
I just
for
love
women.
that she's being hired because, I mean, I say all the time, I hope that the right person gets the job.
Exactly.
Because I'm not the feminist
Exactly.
extremist, but I am all pro women. I am for women. So I love the fact that she is well qualified. She was actually an official of the year in arena football. She coached at entry levels from the inside out at every college level.
Right.
And she's also an instant replay communicator already for the 49ers.
Right.
So she has qualifications beyond a lot of men. So I love the fact that she was hired and hired on her qualifications.
That's right.
And or supposedly, we'll say. We don't know that she's hired yet, but we think she is.
I
But,
think,
I mean,
yeah.
it's word on the
sounds
street
certainly
is.
like-
So, yeah.
Seeing that happen.
It sounds certainly like that is the deal. So
Yeah.
hopefully
Yeah.
she'll do a good job, just like
I'm
you know,
sure.
or as bad a job as the other ones do.
All right.
Anyway.
Oh, stop it.
I know, I'm kidding. All right, the new season of Dancing with the Stars starts tonight on ABC. Already, we've got drama on the dance floor. They haven't even started dancing yet, officially. Because here's the deal. Among the new dancing contestants is actress and former professional dancer Heather Morris. There she is. She is paired with Max. Hi, Max. Who was recently asked about the backlash the show has gotten for casting a professional. Take a look at his response.
You know, the perspective that I put it in my own head just to kind of justify this is the fact that, you know, the show is a platform for people from all walks of life to come on and to present themselves. For the first time in 24 seasons or whatever, you know, someone from her profession comes in, and this is someone that's close to us. So it's like essentially a dancer was invited on Dancing with the Stars as a celebrity. I get it. We've had people in the past that had just as extensive dance background, but you know, the pressure is going to be bigger.
Yeah, you know, they have had people in the past. One of the early winners, Stacy Keibler, remember the WWE? She had ballerina training. You know, Jennifer Grey, who, right, the
Yes,
Dirty
yes,
Dancing.
yes.
You know, she wasn't a dancer per se, but people argued that she had, you know, dancing training with the
ice
movie,
skaters,
etc.
yeah.
You know, so is it really any different than that?
Oh, no.
I kind of feel like it is on this
yeah.
one. I don't know why. Yeah, I think just because she's so well known, she does dance. I mean, she has that hip hop kind of dance, you know, behind Beyonce. So I feel like she already.
But it's not ballroom.
I
it's
know,
not
but I feel
ballroom.
like it's very
Yeah,
similar
that's the
in
thing.
moves and moving the hips and you know the feet quick. You, know,
You
the
could
quick
argue that
feet and-
Stacey Keibler had more of
No,
a
because
similar training.
ballet
She's
is
a
not the quick. It's not the quick feet.
But
it's not
it could
the
be closer to
gyrations.
the
It's
type
not
of
all of those
dancing they
things.
do.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm with Charo on this one. She's the one that was the one that was
Charo.
really
I am
teed off
too.
about this, and she said
Is she really?
She came full
She
force
should be
saying
happy
she
she's
is
on this
really
show.
teed off.
I thought she was dead. I didn't even know she
God,
was still
she's not dead. She's so well alive. She may win this
I just
competition.
want to be able to say in my lifetime, I'm with Charo on this one.
Hashtag I'm with Charo.
There might be a new campaign on that one.
Hashtag
Yeah.
Team Charo.
Yeah. But she said that this is going to make her work. She said her words were not bum, but let's say it was another three-letter
Charo?
word. Yes, she said she's going to have to work her bum off
Charo?
because she is going to make sure that she wins. Because this girl, she is not going to give her the advantage, and she's going to make sure that she works her bum off.
Oh,
and she
my.
said if she does lose, then everyone is still welcome at her house for sangria, paella, and what did she say?
that's all right.
And churros.
Coochie, because that's her thing,
I'm
right?
sure
The
that's what she said.
So she said, "You're still welcome at my house for coochie."
Don't you think it's a little manufactured controversy
Oh,
here? I think
a little.
Let's put everybody in the room and let's pick
No.
something.
It makes me want to take a trip on the Love Boat. I'm already.
Charo, Mr.
listed.
T.
Yes.
Mr. T is competing.
Well, they went after Erica Jane too. I don't know if anybody knows Erica Jane, but she's on the Housewives, the Real Housewives of
thought she-
Beverly Hills.
yeah.
So they went after her as well because she has this alternative ego, like Beyonce, like the rest of all of the entertainers out there. And with this ego, she does this dance routine, which is very much Beyonce-ish. And so they went after her as well, but not as hard as they did the other ones. So it was a little different, but.
First world
we'll see what
problems.
happens. We'll see what happens. But it'll be fun to watch somebody who is a professional in that world and somebody who's not.
I
Interesting.
literally,
You never
I watch
know.
about the first two programs. Like I watch the first 2 or 3.
And then you're done?
I'm just done.
Really?
I just get kind of bored with it. I'm that way with The Voice. I'm with
Yeah.
American Idol. Like all of them. I'm just kind of get done.
I
with
get
them.
sucked in because I want to see them improve each week. They get better and better, and I like to see that.
I want to see them suck really bad, and then when they stop that, then I'm like,
Then you're like, okay, I'm done with it.
peace out.
All right.
Drop the mic.
Well, if you want to watch tonight, the Dancing with the Stars show is going to premiere at 8 o'clock on ABC 25. Charo, Mr. T. I mean, come on, it's exciting.
Mr.
All right,
T.
Cocktail. I pity the fool. All right,
Okay, exactly. There you go.
coming up next on the chat, Donna sticking around to tell us all about this year's Gen W event. We will be right back.